Hello everyone and welcome back to a beautiful new day in Geistal, Austria. We are in the beginning of April and it's time to do some stuff. So first of all, I do see the manure pile has grown and it says that we have 5,805 liters and we have 1,547 liters of milk ready to sell. Okay, so we're gonna take care of the milk. In the meantime, I want to have a call to the animal dealer to see if they have any new animals to sell and what their status is. So let's go check that. And they have a female calf. Ooh, this is a very good quality, but it's a young one. What's the age? 6 months, okay. So no, I'm gonna opt out. Then we have some bulls which I'm not extremely interested in. And as you see, nothing new actually happened in our barn. And we should have most of our animals pregnant, or at least getting there. So yeah, we're gonna have quite an influx in the herd. Okay, this is newly pregnant, even though I haven't noticed that this one is 68 months old. 69, 73 months old. Right. Okay, so this is another aspect of animal ownership that I didn't account for. Okay, 12 months, 14, 16. And these are very young. 68. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cows that are 68 months or older. Let me check some information about this. Oh, and while we are here, let's terminate the lease on this field. Yeah, okay, this one has been a long time coming. I kept forgetting about it. And there's another thing, the contract we did, it's completed. It's for Noah, the stone picking. And this is where we can collect the money. It's all done through online service. So as you can see, 1,101 euro added to the bank account. Okay, so where was I? Right, I wanted to check the information on the animals, and I believe it's down south. Yeah. Okay, so liter per month, milk per cow. Oh no, actually it's still in a very good month. So these are months from 0 to 156. And it starts dropping at 72 months, I guess, and to 84. And then it steadily declines and then it drops sharply at 108. Okay, so our cows, even though they are 68 months and 73 months old, they seem to be actually at the top of their range. Interesting. Okay, yeah, I was more thinking about this chart. This is cattle selling price, so how much money you get per 1,000 kilos, I guess, of meat, and how much the months actually affect it. So the highest price is at 2 years old, and then it starts dropping rapidly. It's very interesting. Yeah, from 0 to 12, there's basically almost no rise in price, and then it goes sharply up in the next year. And if you sell at this price, you get around 4,500 for, excuse me, 4,500 euros for 1,000 liters of 1,000 kilos of cow liters, probably liters. Everything is measured in liters in farming. Alrighty. Was there anything else I wanted to show you? Okay, yeah, I wanted to go through the schemes. Animal bedding, we seem to be on the rise. Animal spacing, still good. Water, good, good. Manure management. So total produced manure in the last 6 months is 10,000 liters. Maxed allowed storage is 5,402, which technically means that we need to get it down. It says current manure stored at 10,000, which is obviously not accurate. Or is it? No, this is never 10,000 liters. It's never 10,000 liters. Maybe, just maybe, it accounts for all the manure that's dumped into... It shouldn't. That's dumped into the apple tree roots. Shouldn't be like that. Alright. Let's get this baby started and let's get some milk transported down in the town. And I can't remember if I told you already, but snow clearing doesn't pay anything. You can help out of the good of your heart and you can get some equipment for use while you're doing the road clearing, but otherwise you don't get paid anything for your expensive and wear and tear on your machines. So yeah, I have opted out of that. Let's fill you up. But I have checked and we can do roadside mulching. That's gonna be in effect in the probably late spring, early summer, when we can take the mower or a mulcher and just go clear the sides of the roads, so the growth is not growing on the road itself, and that is paid fairly well. And I think I'm gonna take that scheme or that grant or whatever they're gonna pay me for the thing. Yeah. Okay, in any case, I'll tag back in when I'm down at the milk parlor at the small town dairy, and yeah, we'll see how much we get paid and then some new things awaits us. Oh, right. We've ended the previous episode in our forest down by the lake. Now I have presented my idea about putting some, tourist huts there or something like that, and Dad said that he already was thinking about it, because he was also thinking about setting up a lake cabin down there for the family here, but we can't. The area is well protected. Everything is basically a natural reserve here. So yeah, there is no chance in hell that we would get any building permits or anything like that to drastically change the area there. So that idea is out the window, which is fine. But just, yes, to give a bit of an update. And gotta be careful with this heavy trailer and car. Don't want to be swerving. I'll try to take a different route into the town today. So over there on the left is the vehicle store. And supposedly I can take a right over here. Yeah, we have come down this road once before. Okay, and I can go straight down there, and I'll come directly into the alley behind the... Or will I not? Seem familiar. Okay, I don't want to get stuck. Watch me drive in circles, trying to find that dairy. Is it down there? Looks like it could be. Yup, here it is. By sheer luck. By sheer luck alone. Okay, let's sell this milk and see how much we get paid for it. Alright, so 2,774. Perfect. Alright, well, so far we are actually climbing in money terms, because we have ended the month of March with around 38,000 euros in the bank account, and we have now climbed to 39.6. Okay, and if we would take that 1,100 down, it would be 38.5. Okay, so the milk sale technically covered the whole expense for the new Regitrack, the whole monthly payment, just about. Yeah, it makes sense, because the monthly payment is 2,074. Wait, was it exactly the same? I guess it was exactly the same. Oh, brother. Just our luck. Well, I'm not complaining, I'm just... Sometimes the stars and numbers do align, don't they? Right, so I just figured out something which might be the reason why it's showing 10,000 liters in the government tab. Current manure stored. So this last sentence here, and any manure produced in the current month will need to be accounted for. So possibly this is accounting for the manure yet to be produced. I would get these numbers because if you add them up, you get to 10,804. So max allowed is exactly half of that. But the current manure stored, this one kind of boggles my mind because I can't seem to wrap my head around this. It shouldn't be up at the meadow, should it? Let me quickly check. Nope, it's not that. So I don't know. I am at a loss. Is this manure accounting? I have no idea. But as I said, I am at a loss at this moment. What's going on? Because yeah, 5,881, this is an accurate number of what we actually have in here. In the stack. Right there. In the heap. I don't know. I got no idea. Any case, I have a few animals that I can take up to the pasture, and I'm gonna take them, especially the ones that are pregnant and expecting their offspring in the beginning of October and November. So at the end of September I'm gonna have to move all the animals back into this barn where they can safely have their calves and where they can start giving us some milk. And what better use of this tractor than to actually do it with the rigid track. And of course I drove straight into the wall. Wreck it! This tractor really doesn't behave like any other, so you gotta put your mind to it when you're doing any work. It's more of a telehandler kind of driving experience. Telehandlers usually have all-wheel steering. Alright. Let's see who we can move. Okay, so I have chosen all the animals that are currently not giving milk. For example, if we do this, we see 4 animals that are currently giving us around 1,500 liters per month. So if we go no at lactating, confirm, we're gonna leave the calves with their mothers at the moment, so we're not gonna move them. And this one is good to go. This one has a baby expected in December, good. December, good. October, good. We gotta remember that we have to bring the cows back until the end of September. And this one we're gonna leave because it's expected to lay its litter in the beginning of September. So we can fit 6 in. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. October, 5. October, 6. Move selected, yes. And then I think we only have 4 more animals to move. So it's gonna be a pretty good selection. Okay, I don't know if the filter is still active. I guess it is. Okay, so we then have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 animals. It's gonna be taken with the next load. Hello, beautiful. How you doing? Alright, so our current weight is 11 tons, which is a decent weight for this tractor. It's basically doubled of what the tractor is, almost. The empty tractor is 6 tons, so you get a bit of an idea. Alright, let's go. Beacons on. So we are technically putting our rigid track for its use for the first time since we got it. And as I said, I still gotta get used to it a bit, because it is quite a different experience. And I haven't found any button or control that with which we could turn off the rear wheel steering. So I guess that's permanent. I'm just gonna have to adjust. Power-wise, it seems to be handling the weight pretty well. We aren't losing much speed, and the engine was a bit overloaded just for a few seconds there, because I wasn't paying attention. But it should be good now. Welcome to Steigen. In the previous season we had around 29 animals here on the pasture, and the grass couldn't keep regrowing as quickly as the animals ate it. So I'm counting with only 11 animals on the meadow. It should handle them. With big emphasis on should. Because you never know what happens with, with hungry hippos. No. But yeah, hungry Holstein cows. I don't remember from the top of my head how long the cows keep lactating after they give birth. I'm gonna have to check on that information so we actually know how long we have to keep those in the barn over there, and if we should move them later on. But before we do that, let's move these out of the trailer and into the pasture. Alrighty, so we have successfully taken them out. And now it's time to move back to the farm, get the remaining 5 animals. And move them into the pasture for the summertime grazing. Which reminds me, let me take my phone out and let me check the schemes. Do we have anything available for natural grazing? I do wanna take advantage of that. Schemes, yeah, we do have, so let's sign up to that. Tractor demo. Ooh, look at this. What a beautiful Fendt 500 Vario. 500 Fendt was also an option when choosing a new tractor here. But no, at the moment I'm not interested in any new tractors, since we are paying this one off. And we have paid the first of 48 payments. It's just like that when you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and that light happens to be the headlight of an oncoming train. I have to remind myself, I have to keep reminding myself to not turn the steering wheel so sharply, because with double axle steering this one turns very rapidly. I've read that some JCBs fast tracks also have four-wheel steering mode, but as far as I've read, you can't turn that off. So, and that's a bit of a difference between this one and that one. Right, in any case, I'm gonna load the remaining 5 animals, gonna transport them to the meadow. And then I'll come back and I'll probably start loading some manure on the trailer and taking it down into the apple orchard. So that should clear up whatever we have gathered here, and hopefully it's gonna be enough to clear the requirements, which I think are in May. Let's see, policies. Yeah, full evaluation and payout of fines will occur in May and November. So May is the day in the month in which I hope I won't get another 5,000 euro fine. Keep wanting to say pound. Yeah. I hope May is the month that when I'm not gonna get pounded by the government. Let's say it like that. I think that's more accurate. Alright, let's get those five loaded in and see you at the meadow. Alright, this has all been taken care of. I got the numbers wrong. We had to move 4 more animals here, since one of those 5 remaining is gonna have its litter in the beginning of September, so yeah, she's gotta stay just for safety reasons. Yeah. It looks so beautiful when the meadow is full again. I don't know, I already said this a couple episodes ago, but moving cows to the pasture each spring was always a joy for me, and I have good memories of that since I was young. So yeah, I really do hope, knock on wood, that the animals are gonna be fine this time around. So let's get this beautiful tractor back and let's get it to work as a front loader. Right, let's see now how good the front loader connection is gonna be on this one, since we're gonna use the same front loader arm as we used on the Steyr tractor. Yeah, looks like it's a bit big for this one. Yeah, it is a bit big. Oh, the hydraulics work. I got nothing to complain over there. I can turn off the beacon. True. Okay, I can't really see much. So I guess for manure handling it's still gonna be better to use the old Zettelmeyer. And we can use this one for maybe moving bales or loading bales in the fields. So yeah, okay. Let's do this in a bit of a time lapse, because I fear the episode is gonna run a bit long. And I'll see you on the other side. Alrighty, well, 2 apple trees could use with a bit more manure, I've checked. But otherwise we have topped them up and we are all out of manure so far. I gotta check the statistics now if it has actually deducted all the manure I've taken out. It should have, but we'll see. I don't know how the current stored manure is measured, but it should be measured by how much we have in the pile in this exact moment. In other news, yeah, the ridge track isn't too good for loading manure here. It's simply too big and the hood is too high. I can't see what I'm doing with the front loader arm. So I guess I'm gonna keep loading manure with the Zittelmeyer until I get something better to replace it with. Which, judging by our financial situation, is gonna be a bit. But one can always hope. So I'll probably use the Ridge Track's front loader arm for loading bales on the fields. Or maybe I'll simply sell off the bracket and just use it as a regular tractor, same as we used the Fendt before. But hey, we have quite modernized the equipment here. And there have been a few fights with father about it. But I think it's very well worth it. Alrighty. These tires looks pretty skinny. Don't they? Do you know what? While we have the tractor here, I think the last inspection was about half a year ago, so let's do a visual checkup just to be sure everything is a-okay. Okay, radiator needs to be cleaned. Can take care of that. No problem. And air intake is slightly obstructed. No problem again. Let's just dust it off. Oh, technically we do have a duster over here. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so since no new stuff is flying off, let's check again and it should be good now. And it's okay. Perfect. Well, this is gonna be it for today. Thank you all for watching and join us next time where we continue with the adventure, where I'm guessing we're gonna be a month over where we are from now, so it's gonna be probably May, and I am keeping my fists clenched so we don't get any more fines. Oh, right. I said I'm gonna check the status. Manure management. Current manure store 10,976. Doesn't make any sense. How much do we have in the apple trees? 2.5, so that's 5,000, 10,000, 15, 20. No, it's not counting the apple trees. Ah, brother. Do you think that there is manure, quote unquote, in store up at the meadow even though we don't have a manure heap? Could that be an answer for our conundrum, for our problem? In any case, we're gonna tackle this next time, so thank you all for watching. Hope you had fun, and join me next time where we continue with this beautiful adventure in this beautiful Austrian Alps. Perfect. Take care, and goodbye.